In this video, I'll be showcasing 3 out of the 7 stats in this game called Outside, which is basically life! Those 3 stats are as follows: strength, perception, and finally, endurance. Starting off with number 1, strength. Strength is your character's raw physical power and is one of the offensive stats, the other being agility. And while you can try and punch a tree in Outside, it won't really give you any wood. Actually, maybe in Rush. Nowadays, strength is being optimized mainly to unlock the ripped trait, which significantly ups the charisma stat by a mile. Charisma being one of the most useful stats in Outside if used properly. I won't talk about charisma in this video because it definitely deserves its own video. Strength also affects your character's carrying capacity. Excessive looting, as you can see here, may lead to unwanted debuffs. Hey guys, I'm in the forest right now. Not really. And I'm gathering these leaves to craft an electric car. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna craft an electric car, dude. Tesla. Don't even bother with that. Just don't even bother. I'm gonna craft an electric car made out of leaves. That's fine. Don't mind a debuff. That's fine. I know what you're thinking, and yeah, I agree. I do need more leaves, but you know, how I'm gonna make this work? Well, I'm gonna use photosynthesis to power up the car, obviously. And I really think this is gonna be the next. Whoa, sheesh! And finally, strength also affects the flex skill. Damn, that's hard to say. Affects the flex skill. Alright. I was using this skill earlier, but obviously it didn't work. So I'm gonna show you a different variation of this skill. You probably already heard of it. It's called the T-pose. With a 69% success rate, this AoE skill will obliterate anything in front of you in a cone. The flex skill is only effective if your character has the rip trait and you use it in the right context. But the more superior T-pose variation works 69% of the time. It's also really not that important of a skill in the current meta. I don't even know why I brought this up. But let's move on to why should you optimize your strength stat? Well, you can do it for any reason. It's your character, but for me personally, I want to optimize it for the flex. But for real, optimizing strength might be the best way to advance 3 of the other stats in this game, and those stats being charisma, endurance, and agility. But mainly charisma, because you will get a massive confidence buff as long as the rip trait is active. Now, I've been blabbering about this for a while now. Let's move on to perception. First of all, let me just say that I think this is the most broken stat in the game if optimized correctly. Perception could be classified as one of the utility stats, the other being intelligence. See, unlike strength, perception is a tad bit complex as it has 2 parts. The first being the 5 senses, that is, sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. And the second component is called Judgement. Now, before I explain what I mean by Judgement, let me first tell you why I believe this stat to have 2 parts in the first place. And it all lies in how both the player and the character are inside this game. Let me demonstrate what I mean by both of them being inside the game. Now let me just turn on my face cam. What's up, gamers? It's your boy Phen back at it again every now and then with another video. And what the f***? Going back to Judgement. So I'm the player, right? And this is my character. You see, the player is different from the character I'm controlling right here. My character has a weird jumping animation. Maybe I can make him sneak around. Yeah, that's kind of cool, right? That's kind of cool. Making my way downtown, walking slow, talking fast, and go f*** yourself. Going back to the actual topic. So the player and the character are both inside the game, right? As you can see here. Character is here, and I am over here. Nah, I'm just playing with you. I'm not really affected by that stuff. For I am a Rick and Morty fan. I have transcended space, and with the knowledge I gained from that show, time itself. The controller for this game is not this. I don't know why I even showed you that. The controller I'm using, in case you're curious, you probably already heard of it. It's called a nervous system. Maybe it's subconsciously doing that. Oh my god, does that mean there's a sub player? What's up guys? It's your boy Penissimo. I'm the sub player here. This is getting too meta right now, so let's just move on with the video. Alright, transition. Dude, why isn't it transitioning? Now that it is established that the player and the character are both inside the game, and that there are two components of the perception stat, you could say that the first component, the 5 senses, pertains specifically to the character. I mean, you can make your character touch things, smell stuff, taste stuff, look at something.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Now, you could also say that the second component, judgment, pertains to you and me, the players. Judgment is basically how we judge. For example, my character sees this moldy chip, feels the mold, smells the mold. Born in the mold, molded by the mold. Now you, as a player, are presented with two choices, and you must judge these two choices. Choice number 1, to eat the moldy chip. Choice number 2, to throw away the moldy chip. If you, as a player, perceives it is best to eat the moldy chip, then let's just say you have a different kind of perception. But on the other hand, if you choose to throw away the moldy chip like a sane person, the difference between high level and low level players is mainly perception, right? That's why kids do stupid things all the time and adults do less stupid things. Now, I'm not saying that's the case all the time, but it's very common. I've fooled around with the perception stat for a long time. Let's move on to endurance. Endurance would be your character's defensive stat. It determines how long and hard, that's what she said, your character can endure something. The keywords here are long and hard and endure. And yes, this has two parts as well, like perception. Now I know what you're thinking. Damn, why is this guy so obsessed with number 2? Why can't we just have one part of every stat?
Why are we still here?
Now personally, I think the second part of each stat is just as interesting as the first part though, right? Right! But the two parts are actually pretty basic. The first part is stamina, and the second part is focus. Now, just like in perception, the first part, stamina, pertains specifically to your character, while the second part, focus, pertains to the player. Think of it like the character and the player have their own kind of share in these stats. If that makes sense, I don't know. For stamina, the best way to illustrate this is by doing anything physically stressful for a long period of time. What's up gamers? So as you can see, my character is on a bike mount right now. And you know what? I think I have... what the fuck? I think I have a pretty high endurance stat after all. I can do this all day, gamers. Not even sweating that bullshit.
12 seconds later.
Oh my god. What have I brought myself into? For focus, I guess do something mentally taxing for a long period of time. Like... this doesn't make any sense at all.
12 seconds later.
Carry the tree. Add a 2. I got it. I fucking got it, mate. Whoa. Whoa, gamers. I just had an idea. I'm gonna craft an electric car. I almost forgot to mention how endurance is a defensive stat. It is classified as a defensive stat because of two more things. The final parts of the endurance stat are your character's health and the player's sanity. Wait a minute. Character's health. Now where's the character's health bar? Now it's almost always impossible to know your current health bar unless you go visit the doctor class. That's why you can't see the health bar in this clip. Now going back to arguably the most important part of the stat in the current meta is the player's sanity. Sanity fluctuates from time to time. One day you could be then the next day you could be
Why are we still here?
Just to suffer.
Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg.
The stats mentioned here, strength, perception, and endurance are only half of the total stats. No, not half. More like less than half. Less than half of the total stats in the game, I think. The other half are charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. They deserve their own video. If I include them here, it's gonna be too long, dude. It's gonna be too long. It's gonna be boring as hell. Not that it's already not boring. If you enjoyed this, do let me know by any means. And that's it for me, gamers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.